해대쉽 TV.
안녕하세요. 저희 TNS유학의 강우진 부장, 해대쉽의 말랑입니다. 오늘 해대쉽 아주 특별한 분이 방문해 주셨는데요. 캐나다 SFU 사이먼 프레이저 유니버시티의 경영학부 교수님께서 해대쉽을 찾아주셨습니다. 그래서 저희가 교수님과 함께 무엇이든 물어보세요를 진행해 볼 건데요. 이미 이제 카페에서 보신 분들도 계시겠지만 저희가 네이버 카페에서 사전 질문을 좀 받았거든요. 그래서 그 질문을 모아서 교수님께 질문해 보는 시간을 갖겠습니다. Hi Sam.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. 질문을 드리기 전에 교수님께 궁금하신 분들을 위해 간단한 자기소개 좀 부탁드리겠습니다, 교수님.
I'm a lecturer at Simon Fraser University and Fraser International College, but that's one component of my life. I would say that the best way is I'm guided by 5 things: servant leadership, story sharing, activator igniter, champion enabler, and a community do-gooder. Those things have enabled me to be a speaker and a storyteller, a mentor and a coach, a writer, blogger, storyteller in the sense of writing, an educator where I get to teach. It's also made me into a problem solver, entrepreneur, and a community activator. But when it comes to all of this, that's what helps me to be a lecturer or a teacher that has some really good stories and content that I really enjoy sharing with my students.
Thank you. 그럼 무엇이든 물어보세요. 지금 바로 시작해 보겠습니다. 첫 번째 인터뷰 질문은요. 교수님께서는 이제 교육을 캐나다에서도 이제 공부를 하시고 영국 캠브리지 대학교 그러면 엑시터에서도 공부를 하시고 이제 미국 하버드에서도 공부를 하셨는데 이 각각 국가의 교육 제도의 차이점에 대해서 교수님이 설명을 좀 해주실 수 있으실까요?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at many of those educational systems in Canada, United States, and even Great Britain, I would say that Great Britain is definitely more formalized with its education. Oftentimes when you're looking at the arts like psychology, sociology, English, there's more of a formal aspect to the education and more towards research and guided in that regard. Business programs, on the other hand, want to provide you theories, but they also want to provide you the practical experiences because they know that when you go to work in the office, it's not just based on theory. So that's where I think it's Canada and the United States similar in its education. England, Great Britain, very, I would say, more formalized, but there's not a huge difference between those 3 places.
Okay. 두 번째 질문을 하겠는데요. 2008년도부터 SFU 비즈니스 스쿨 경영대학에서 강의를 하셨다고 했는데 SFU 대학교 자체의 좀 특징이라든지 장점은 뭐가 있을까요?
What I really appreciate, and as you said, 20 years of teaching there, I think the uniquest thing I really appreciate about Fraser International College and Simon Fraser University is we work on what we call a trimester system. Most schools have 2 semesters. We actually have 3 semesters, and it's January to April, May to August, September to December. And what's unique about that is also we want you to make a degree that fits you. Rather than the university saying, here's the program and you have to wear this degree, you choose how you want your degree to be. So it's like a tailored suit. You can design it. And the last thing I'll say about this is the foundation of SFU is really based on interdisciplinary. We want people to have experience and exposure to people from all faculties. Most traditional universities, there'll be the business faculty here, there'll be engineering over here, sciences will be here, and you stay in your little pockets. Whereas with Simon Fraser University and FIC, we want people to have interdisciplinary.
I saw your major and minor system is very flexible, so students can choose 2 majors. One major equivalent to 60 credit, and one minor is equivalent to 30 credits. So students can choose 2 major or 1 major or 2 minor like that?
Absolutely. Some people walk away with just 1 major. Some will do a major and a minor. Some people may do a joint major. Some people may do a major with certificates. So there's a lot of flexibility with regards, and that's something that I do appreciate is my students have the ability to pick and choose what they want this degree to be.
So that is SFU's strong point, and that is a strong point of the tri-semester.
Yes. There's a lot of flexibility within the degree system that you pick and choose.
감사합니다. 그래서 이제 이 SFU가 이제 학기가 3개로 쪼개지잖아요. 9월부터 12월, 1월부터 4월. 그래서 5월부터 8월까지. 그래서 이거의 장점은 이제 학생이 전공을 여러 가지로 공부를 할 수가 있는데 더블 메이저, 전공을 2개 선택하기도 쉽고 1개의 전공, 2개의 마이너, 부전공을 가지기도 쉽고 비즈니스에서 공학, 공학에서 자연과학 이렇게 자유롭게 넘나들면서 자기가 원하는 공부를 할 수 있는 엄청난 플렉시빌리티가 있다. 이게 다른 영국 대학교, 미국 대학교의 큰 차이점인 것 같습니다. 그리고 세 번째 질문인데 교수님께서는 이제 SFU and FIC 학생들 모두를 가르친다고 알고 있는데 수업에 있어서 어떤 차이가 있을까요?
Classroom size. So if you were to take, let's say, come into SFU and directly, and you took, let's say, a psychology class, you might have 300-400 students in one big lecture theater. So the lecture is done, and then they'll have tutorials, meaning then that's a small group, and maybe that's where you've got 25 students for 1 hour. At FIC, when I teach my class there, the maximum size is 35 students. So for somebody who's coming from another country, rather than being dropped in a big classroom of 300 people and feeling lost, you do the class at FIC, and you've only got a small group. But the thing is that first year of study, you don't have to repeat it at SFU. You get credit for those courses, and then you enter SFU as a second year student. But the benefit is at FIC is you get access to the gymnasium, the library, all the services that students at SFU get. So it's like you're being slowly brought in and orientated towards the academics at SFU.
교수님은 이제 양쪽에서 모두 강의를 해보셨기 때문에 여기서 FIC라고 하는 건 이제 SFU의 패스웨이 프로그램을 말을 하는 거죠. 그래서 FIC의 클래스 사이즈는 보통 아까 맥스가 이제 35명 정도이기 때문에 보통 SF를 바로 들어가면 렉처 같은 수업은 뭐 500명도 듣고 이렇게 큰 수업이 있고 그 다음에 튜토리얼은 20 몇 명 이렇게 작게 이루어지는데 FIC는 모든 수업이 맥스가 35명이기 때문에 모든 수업이 뭐 소규모 튜토리얼처럼 이제 진행이 되는 그런 좀 관리형 수업이 많다. 그래서 이제 유학생의 경우에는 좀 더 적응이 쉽겠다. 뭐 그렇게. 그다음 네 번째 질문은 FIC 입학 전에 준비를 물어보고 싶은데요. 학생들이 FIC 입학 전에는 또 뭐 어떤 걸 준비하면 좋을까요?
I think when students are coming to Canada and to, let's say, FIC and SFU, I would say do some research. Many of our students who are of Korean descent who have graduated from Fraser University. And many of them may have come through agencies or not. And, I would say, is there a way to maybe have some of the voices of those Canadian, now Korean students who have gone through FIC and SFU to share their experiences? But for the students, it's more of, I don't want them to just arrive, show up, and then go right to class. I always say it's helpful to come a little bit earlier, come to the campus. They have a welcome center, orientation, just so that you can be a part of that. Now, it's a two-way street though. What I mean by a two-way street is don't just wait for opportunities to come. I would also request the students seek out opportunities, which means actually getting confidence. Just go talk to other people. I think oftentimes what happens is students may feel, well, this is my first time here. I hope that people don't laugh at my language or maybe how do I do things. Nobody's there to judge you, and people are more than happy to help you if you come there. Make sure you use all the resources that are available to you.
어떻게 보면 매우 근본적이고 저도 학생들한테 많이 얘기를 하는데 한국 학생들이 조금 부족한 부분 중 하나죠. 스스로 이제 적극적으로 좀 많은 걸 해야 되는데 저희 학생들 같은 경우에 뭐 이런 거를 많이 하니까 잘 할 거라고 저는 생각하고 있습니다. 그 다음에 다섯 번째 질문은 FIC에서 SFU로 진학률이 얼마나 되는 편일까요?
What's interesting is prior to FIC coming to the SFU campus, we saw the progression or the graduation rate was fairly good. But the moment FIC came, and when FIC started up, and then we saw the progression, we saw a rise in the transition, but we also saw the rise of students getting more confident and graduating. So I think what you'll see is the benefit of FIC is by having that smaller classroom setting, you can build a relationship with your fellow students, you can build a relationship with the lecturer, the teacher, the professor, and it gives you the confidence to then move forward and be better prepared than if you just came right to SFU.
알겠습니다. 이런 자료들은 저희도 이제 매년 받고는 있는데 보통 이제 90% 이상이 FIC에서 SF로 진행을 하고 있는 걸로 알고 있습니다. 관련된 자료들은 제가 또 정리해서 카페나 게시판에 자주 올려드리도록 하겠습니다.
이 영상이 마음에 드셨다면 구독과 좋아요, 알림 설정 꾹꾹